Hi guys, Chloe checking in here from my mother's kitchen in Port Angeles. Happy birthday, Mom. I'm a Bay Area based wedding portrait and yoga fitness photographer who recently just got married. And it was one of the most amazing and overwhelming experiences of my life. So I have decided to share a little bit about that in these I don't know, vlogs or whatever they're called. And today we're talking about location, and just getting that thought process started for you. You know, do you want to do local to where you live? And is that where your families live? Do you want to do local to where you're from? Is that where your partner's family's from? Do you have grandparents that maybe can't travel or family members who can't travel very far and it's really important to you that they witness this ceremony? Do you want to do something small and like elope to San Francisco and then go home and have a huge party, which usually ends up turning into another big wedding anyway, so FYI. Do you want to leave the country? That's what we did. We got married in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. We were there for 7 days. It was insanity. I called it adult summer camp. And it was an amazing time. We got to spend so much time with our friends and family. We got to make so many great stories and great memories, as my father-in-law always says. But you know, it was a lot to ask of people to travel down to Mexico. So that's something else to take into consideration. Are your friends and family all going to be pissed at you for having a destination wedding? And you know, one of the pros to doing out of the country is it generally tapers down your guest list a little bit. Ours was 150, but that's just how we roll. But generally that's going to make it, you know, a lot smaller. But then there's certain things that you can't do. You know, maybe you have to bring all your vendors in, which can bring up the cost or just be a bigger pain, or locally having to source out everybody wherever you're getting married, which can also be really challenging and cause back and forth trips. Doing local, like in the Bay Area, can cost you an arm, a leg, 2 feet, and 12 toes. But it's a beautiful and very coveted place to get married. I'm a wedding photographer here. I love it. So I totally recommend doing it in the Bay Area. But it's something to take into consideration just based on your budget and what works for you. If you're having a bunch of people come into San Francisco for your wedding, can they afford to do that? Because, you know, San Francisco isn't just expensive to be a renter, and it's also expensive to stay. So that's something else to think about as well. And then as you're kind of simultaneously figuring this part out is when you really want to be thinking about a planner. Tamara J. Events saved our life. I will be talking about her more coming up. But I'm a wedding photographer, and I know a lot about how wedding days go, and I was floored by all the things that I didn't know and all the things that I needed help with on my wedding day and the days prior to that. And I can't imagine having to have answered any of the questions that she had to answer that day to make sure that everything ran smooth. So it's really, really, really I strongly advise to look into getting a planner. But of course, you know, you kind of want to figure out where you're getting married first in order to take that next step. So anyways, I hope that helped just kind of stir up a couple thoughts and ideas about, you know, where you would like to get married and what that can kind of look like for you. Feel free to reach out with any questions, which I couldn't fit, you know, for answers I couldn't fit into my 3-minute video, which is now 4 minutes. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will catch you next time. Signing out.